Hills team, Nigeria's para-athletes, as they had a gold rush in Egypt. The Nigerian Sports Commission has congratulated the nation's powerlifting contingent for their outstanding performance at the just concluded World Powerlifting Championship in Cairo, Egypt. Team Nigeria showcased remarkable strength and national pride, finishing second overall on the medal table with an impressive haul of 20 medals comprising 8 gold, 7 silvers, and 5 bronze medals. China narrowly claimed the top spot with 21 medals, consisting of 13 golds, 4 silver, and 4 bronze medals. The Director General of the National Sports Commission, Honorable Bukola Olagbade, commended the athletes for their resilience for lifting the Nigerian flag high on the global stage. The major highlight of the championship was Nigerian powerlifter Folashade Olufumilayo, who broke her own world record to win gold on Thursday. The 40-year-old lifted 168 kg in the women's over 86 kg category to surpass her previous mark of 167 kg, which she set at the Paris 2024 Para Games. And then the trajectory continued like that as we kept seeing Nigerians lifting medals, lifting and breaking their own set record, and also coming back home victorious with gold medals. Congratulations to all of these individuals for this marvelous outing that they have. Moving on, let's talk basketball quickly, as Port Harcourt is set to host the 2025 Basketball League finals of the NBBF. The Nigerian has confirmed that Port Harcourt was the finals of the 2025 Nigerian Men's Premier League game. Ogunnade, the NBBF Vice President, disclosed this in a statement issued by the Federation Secretary Amina Amechi. He says the Nigerian Basketball Federation has approved and awarded the hosting rights of the Final 8 and Final 4 of Rivers Hoopers Basketball Club of Port Harcourt. According to him, the club is pledged to provide a standard venue, modern facilities, security, medical service, and live online streaming of all the matches. Ogunnade added that the club would also provide buses for teams, as well as financial support and accommodation subsidies for participating sides. He announced that the Final 8 would hold from October the 26th to November the 3rd, with teams expected to arrive on the 26th of November, which on the 20th, on the 24th of October. So, and then moving on, the Final 4 featuring the top 4 teams for the competition is scheduled for November the 20th to 23rd at the same venue. So we will see how all of this will pan out, and it's going to be very, very intense. It's going to be very, very competitive, and we're set to see amazing and excellent performances. And then moving on now, let's come back to football, as Oshoala Demi headlines Falcons' first training section. Super Falcons have commenced full training in Lomé ahead of their 2026 Women's African Cup of All Nations final qualifying first leg clash against Benin Republic. This camp update from the team's media officer came in on Monday evening, confirmed that the session was concluded successfully, with defender Tosin Dami being the latest arrival to join the squad. 9 players are now in camp, including 6-time African Footballer of the Year Azizat Oshoala, new invitee Joy Omere, China-based forward for Lashade, and the home-based quintet of goalkeeper Andrelian Mbachi, defender Blessings Livia, and Miracle Usaini, midfielder Taiwo Afolabi, and forward Kafiat Mafasarea. All of these individuals players are in camp already. Head coach Justin Mago has expressed satisfaction with the team's early response, confirming that the squad will continue their training section throughout the week as they fine-tune tactics for the crucial fixture. Nigeria's champions of Africa will face Buena's senior women's team at the 2,500 capacity Stantade Stadium in Lomé on Friday. The match will kick off at 4 p.m. Nigerian time. And then moving on now, still talking sport and Nigerian football, NFF confirms Eagles USA friendlies off. The Nigerian Football Federation has confirmed that the cancellation of the Super Eagles planned friendly match against Venezuela and Colombia in United States following the team's qualification for the 2026 World Cup playoffs. The NFF Director of Communication, Dr. Ademola Olajiri, said the decision was inevitable after the Super Eagles secured a playoff spot. He says, yes, we have cancelled it and it's automatic. Olajiri said it is bound to happen if any qualifier for the playoffs. There is no way we can participate in the playoffs on November 13 and 16 and still play friendly matches. The two friendlies arranged through NFF's FIFA match agent, Jairo Poncho of Ecuador Sport, were originally scheduled for November 14th and 18th in Houston, Texas, and New York, respectively. Nigeria were set to face Venezuela and at the Shell Stadium before taking on Colombia in the Santiago Field Stadium in Queens. And then all of that changed because now the playoffs is going to be played early before the friendlies. So there you have it. So there is nothing much to say. The playoffs is happening before the set date for this championship or this friendly matches. So there is nothing the NFF can do at this point but to call it off. So the narrative being pushed around saying that the NFF don't want the Super Eagles to prepare themselves properly is totally out of the picture, because you all can see it, NFF and the playoff date is 16th and 13th and 16th, while the Super Eagles friendly matches were billed for 14th and 18th. So you all see that the mass is not massing at this point in time. All right, let's move on as we talk Champions League now. Quickly, outstanding Arsenal coach Arteta pays tribute to Atlético Madrid's Diego Simón. Moving on, the Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has paid tribute to his Atlético Madrid counterpart Diego Simón for his outstanding work during his 14 years at Spanish La Liga giants. Arteta spoke at his pre-match press conference ahead of Arsenal's UEFA Champions League tie with Atlético Madrid later today at the Emirates Stadium. Arteta's side heads to the game following a 1-0 win against Fulham in the Premier League over the weekend. And then the trajectory continued like that, as he says that he's overwhelmed and interested and happy about what he had to say. So this is very, very interesting to see him pay him these accolades. Moving on now, still talking ahead of UEFA Champions League later today. You have to stay calm, Lopez sends message to Barcelona's Lamine Yamal. Barcelona midfielder Fermin Lopez has told teammates Yamal to stay calm because opponents will try to target him during a match. Lopez also labeled the Spain winger as the best footballer in the world at the moment. He spoke to reporters alongside Barcelona manager Hansi Flick at the press conference ahead of the UEFA Champions League feature with Olympiacos later on Tuesday. Obviously, later today, Yamal finished in second position behind Paris Saint-Germain Ousmane Dembele in the 2025 Ballon d'Or ranking. And then looking at how excellent he plays and how interesting he also plays, of course, a lot of individuals would want to, slow him down, and that sometimes might lead to him being injured. So Yamal, will see how the matchup will turn out later today, as we'll be seeing lots of action in UEFA Champions League, as a whole lot of games will be played later today. And then moving on now, still talking Atlético Madrid ahead of their clash with Arsenal. Atlético Madrid has issued Arsenal complaint to UEFA ahead of Champions League clash. Atletico Madrid have launched an official complaint to UEFA ahead of the Tuesday's Champions League clash against Arsenal after being left out without hot water at the Emirates Stadium following their training section. This happened yesterday. Marca reports that the The Liga side trained in London on a rainy day, but they were unable to shower before leaving the stadium. Diego Simon's men had reported the issues to Arsenal staff shortly after Atlantico arrived around 5:30 p.m., but it was not resolved before the end of training. The Spanish side were shocked that a modern stadium such as the Emirates could experience such a basic facility issue, especially during a major UEFA Champions League